Okay, so week 4 is here. Again, not much has really changed. The plyometric leg workout that I sadistically thought of 6 or 7 years ago is still effective today. My God, I trained my legs on Friday and it was brutal. They're still aching now. They're gonna be ready just in time to do it all over again, which is when you know you're training properly. But yeah, this week, week 4, it's been pretty good, pretty chill, pretty consistent. Like I said last week, I'm just getting myself back into a good routine with cooking the meals and eating the food and cooking the meals and eating the food. Training's not a problem, but training never is. One thing I have noticed, however, water intake. I know a lot of you struggle with this as well. So my water intake in the gym's good. I'm getting a good 2 litres of water in, but when I'm finishing the gym, my water intake's pretty bad. And I've been noticing that I've been retaining a lot of water. I'm feeling a lot very bloated around my midsection, and that will be a part of taking creatine. Creatine is a very good supplement. I have, everybody should be taking creatine, but one of the things that creatine does is it draws down on the water that your body holds on to. So if you're not drinking enough water, the creatine will use that water and in turn dehydrate you, and that's when your body has to sort of create its own top up water, for want of a better word. But that water is stored outside. That's where you get that bloating from. That's where you get that sort of watery, bloaty feeling, that jiggly feeling. It's water retention. How you combat that is by drinking more water. So drinking water is something that I've definitely got to be more mindful of. I usually drink a good 4 or 5 litres of water a day. I probably say I'm drinking 3 at the minute. So with obviously the increase in cardio, doing cardio 3 times a week now, as well as training 4 times a week, and then obviously my nutrition's better, so the carbohydrates in my body is soaking that up. So logically, I would be dehydrated. It makes sense. Trying to minimize coffees to 2 a day because caffeine dehydrates you. So a lot of the process is understand again, and this is what I speak so much about, and I constantly go on about learning how you work. Because if you don't know all these things about how your body works, and in turn, all of our bodies work the same way, but it's figuring out how much of each thing and what you're not getting enough of and what you're getting too much of in order to understand how your body feels and how it works and how it responds. A lot of you don't understand this. And this is what I'm trying to bring to you with these vlogs, is just some normality from like a normal perspective. Because as much as I've been in fitness my whole life, as much as it's what I do for a living, I'm a coach, I'm a mentor, I'm still a normal person. As much as I'm trying to help people, I'm also trying to show people that you can be normal and do it at the same time. Like, yes, I've done bodybuilding, but that was just something that I put myself through to learn a process. But other than that, I'm a pretty normal guy. What I'm trying to do is bring that across on camera, and I hope that's coming across. You can get in shape, you can look after your fitness, you can look after your health, you can progress, you can want to look a certain way or feel a certain way, but it doesn't have to be crazy extreme. It just requires you to understand how your body works. And so this week I have learned very much so that water intake is a big one. Sleep has been immaculate, so sleep's not a problem. But again, it goes to show you that you can't just focus on one area. You have to, I've been so focused on looking after my nutrition, and this is part of it. Like, it's part of the process. That's why I always speak about the process, and understanding that there are so many different parts to it, and that you have to give yourself enough time to be able to sort of go through each one and learn each one in your own time, at your own pace. When you try to do it all at once, it just becomes overwhelming. And even me, like, I've been doing this for so long, and even me, I started, first thing I did, nutrition. But what I was gonna say was, because I've been so focused on the nutrition, the water side of things got a little bit forgotten. So I've given myself a month to get back nutrition wise. And now I'm sort of in the routine of cardio, because when you've not done cardio for so long, incorporating it back into your sort of everyday program, it does take its toll on your body, because obviously it's not used to it. Obviously there's a higher output and you're expending more energy. So there was a couple of weeks ago where I was tired in the day, and that would just be because I'm using up more energy. And again, which is the importance of nutrition. We eat to fuel the workouts, and my cardio is proper cardio. Like, my heart rate is elevated through the whole session. It's not like slow pace, chilling. It's cardio's at a high intensity. So there is going to be when your heart rate's high, when you're working a decent heart rate for a prolonged period of time, it is taxing to a certain extent. And then you mix in 4 strength training sessions a week, your body's not been used to it. It's going to take its toll, but I'm definitely adjusted to that now. So the cardio and the training is not a problem. Sleep's not a problem. Food, I've got myself on point. The final piece of the puzzle is making sure my water is on point. So again, that's another process that's going to probably take another 3 or 4 weeks for me to get used to, you know, drinking 4 or 5 litres of water a day religiously every day, because I've fallen out of the routine of it. So, you know, like I'm showing you, even me, like it's not, I'm not a robot. Just because I've been doing it for so long doesn't mean that I forget to do things. The difference is I can do it, and I can identify the issue. A lot of you can't identify the issue, and that's the biggest problem really. Is it's all very well and good knowing something's not working. It's all very well and good knowing something's not right, but can you find out what it is? Most of you can't, and that's why a lot of you go around in circles chasing the quick fix. The whole process is about learning, right? And these vlogs are designed to show you that each week you'll see me making more progress, building momentum, making, you know, changes, adjusting according to life, making sure that everything stays consistent, you know, explaining to you what's gone wrong, what's gone right, and all these types of things to show you that, listen, I know I'm a coach and I know it's what I do for a living, but if I'm doing all of this, you have to as well. Because don't think just because you're not a coach that you can be 50%. If anything, all of you watching this have to be better than me. You have to be better than me. You have to eat more consistently, you've got to hydrate better, you've got to sleep better, you've got to train better, if you're trying to create progress. Because I can sit here and talk about how the process and fitness and training, blah, blah, but I've been training since I was 14. So I've been doing this for a very long time. So, you know, it's nothing much is gonna really change for me. And there's a lot of you that, you know, you start something for 10 weeks and you give up, right? If you give up every 10 weeks, you can't, you know, you're never gonna be able to learn a lifetime's worth of information in 8 weeks. It's like the reel that I posted today. Life is long. And as long as you're doing the right things and you give yourself the time, you'll get there. But for me, this week, it's been a pretty good one. Looking forward to getting this week underway. Started with a strong session today. Actually, you know, done some flat bench today, felt really strong. Last week, I did 2 sets of 8. This week, I did 2 sets of 10, 2 sets of 12 at 100 kilos. So definitely getting stronger. I think probably this week, I will start weighing my food. I think this week I'll really start weighing my food. I know I said last week I'll probably look towards summertime. What are we now, May? First week of May? I think, yeah, I'm feeling in the right frame of mind to go in and start, you know, just taking things a little bit more seriously now. Because ultimately that's the change. That's where you see the change. As soon as you start taking yourself seriously, you start seeing change. And it's how long you can keep that serious level for. And that's a big problem with a lot of people, especially a lot of you watching this, is you start something and you just want to be 100% from day one. But the problem with that is by the time it gets to day 50, you're 20% and then you quit. Whereas, you know, the 4 weeks that I've recorded so far, well, there was 6 months before that 4 weeks that I've used to get myself back into a rhythm. So, you know, I'm in the 7th month. You're just seeing the last 4 weeks. And even if you go back right to the start of the first vlog of Project 97, you know, how long ago was that? That was like 9 months ago. So, you know, you have to realize that the time, there's nothing you can do with the time. You've just got to make sure that what you're doing is getting you one step closer. And for sure this week, you know, just slowly building momentum, slowly taking my time, allowing myself to adjust and get back into a really settled routine. For the first time over the last sort of 2 or 3 months, this week I felt more than ever I'm ready to start taking things up a level now. So that's good. And that's ultimately where all of you need to be. You need to get to a point where you can start to feel it in yourself that you're ready. But like I keep, you know, mentioning, a lot of you don't know what that feels like. And, you know, if you're trying to identify an opportunity to get better, but you don't know where to look, it's going to be very hard to identify it. So yeah, so that's this week. It's strong week, solid week, training really well today, looking forward to training tomorrow. And that's pretty much me. So, you know, I'm sure next week I'll have a lot more to report, because this week's going to be a little bit more, take myself a little bit more serious. So I guess I'll see you then.